In 2020, I started this series when the world was on lockdown. According to experts in the travel industry, many of us now are making post-pandemic plans to go farther and stay longer on epic trips. Even if you're deferring travel to next year, planning a trip now is just what the doctor ordered. Research shows that planning and anticipating travel releases dopamine in the brain, which makes us instantly happier. In the next 2 episodes, I'm featuring a country that is on many people's bucket lists. I'm also celebrating my 20-year affair with Italy. If you're a romantic and can tour only one European country, if you love art, food, wine, literature, if you dig history, this is your place. Today, we'll meet 2 archaeologists, wine experts, and professional guides who continue making discoveries about the past to give us richer experiences today and a brighter tomorrow.
Actually, during the COVID, when people could not travel, we started to invent the online experiences. And is where you met my friend and colleague Riccardo for the online experiences. It's something that we never did before COVID time, but we realized that the online experiences, it's a good way to meet new people, marketing our beautiful land, and then, of course, we are here talking about the beauty of our city.
Right. Yeah, it was wonderful. We made 4 different kinds of wine with ancient recipes. We learned all about their properties, and how, not just how to make them, but a lot of the background, a lot about Pompeii. And I do want you guys to talk about that as well.
This is Piazza San Domenico Maggiore, and it's right in the middle of the historical center, where you can see the great monument right in the middle there, and where me and Riccardo are at the feet of a Gothic church, stunning, 13th century.
So actually
we can go closer to the square.
We can. Yeah, now we're gonna walk down these stairs, and we will take you straight to the historical center of Napoli.
The most famous bar as well, where the Sfogliatella, our typical pastry, was born. So just a quick overview from the gate of the church, actually. Yes, look how much light is.
So now I'm gonna point it out. So can you see that little pastry shop over there?
Yes.
So this is one of the most famous, let's say, pastry shop of Napoli, where they actually make the best sweets of the city. Like Raffaele was telling you about the Sfogliatella too. And
That's great.
That's our obelisk. So that's how the life is going on now in Napoli. People are starting, let's say, to get back their life again.
Yeah, wonderful. It looks so fun. That's the Italy that I remember. Yes.
Yeah. So we are back again here. So Cindy, you're open to any question. Please feel free.
Okay. So when did you start your company? How long have you been doing this, your tour company?
My company started in 2015. So it's now about 6 years ago. And I opened my new website only a few months ago. The website is called grandtourexperience.com, and is where I selected the most interesting experiences and tours all over Italy and south of Europe.
Yes, and that when we talked earlier, I knew, of course, you were experts in the region where you are now. But when I saw you offer tours literally all over the country.
Correct. But we are based in the region Campania, and we offer historical tours of Naples. But for sure, the must are Pompeii, Herculaneum,
Amalfi, Positano, and Ravello.
Yes.
This concept of the grand tour, I love this because I teach literature. I've done it for many, many years. And, you always have to talk about the history and the art and the music and everything that makes, that sort of created the literature, that both influenced it and was a result of everything that was going on at the time. And these grand tours were, all the great writers, it seems, especially the Romantics, made sure that they did this, that Italy was on the list. And so,
But that's why, Cindy, I wanted to call this company the Grand Tour Experience to recall again or to build again the famous Grand Tour that happened in the 18th, 19th century. As you were saying, Italy was at the top of the list, but one region especially was the top-notch experience, and it's our regions. With the excavations of Pompeii, Herculaneum, with the Phlegraean fields, with the city of Naples, and as Goethe said, see Naples and die. I mean, actually, see Naples and die literally means in Naples you have the whole world, from the Greek origins to the Roman architecture, the Romanesque, Gothic, Baroque, Renaissance, everything in one place.
And Mary Shelley actually, yeah, and Dr. Frankenstein of her book, she made him, he was born there. According to her, fictional work, he was from Naples. So I thought that was interesting.
And also, I'm going to tell you another secret. In the 19th century, Bram Stoker, the Dracula author, actually, he found the inspiration about Dracula in a tomb that we have here in Napoli. So, according with the tradition, the tomb of Dracula, it's here in Naples.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so. You might tell them what is probably the most famous food that everybody and where do you get the best?
Oh yes, the most famous food is the pizza. The pizza was born in our city.
That's right.
And where the pizza, I guess we can get. There are many. Well, anywhere you go, you find a good spot. But my favorite, it's not the Riccardo one. Riccardo will tell here is, but my favorite is Da Michele, which is in the historical center, and is where Julia Roberts did the movie Eat, Pray, and Love.
It's about Sicily. So I saw that you all also do tours there. I had a ticket, and I was supposed to land there on March 9th, and then right before, the pandemic shut everything down, and I was so sad because I'd never been to Sicily.
I've been there last year, Cindy, so I can confirm what you're saying. So it's actually one of the most beautiful regions that we have in Italy.
Yeah.
It's full of history, culture, food.
Many things.
Well, just in your region, let's especially talk for a minute about Pompeii, and because you guys have made some amazing discoveries yourselves there. So.
Oh yes, actually in Pompeii we are still digging over there, and just in the last March we found the entrance of a Roman villa built outside the city walls.
Let's talk a little bit about wine and the ancient wines, the spicings, and tell us a little bit about that.
The most important thing why our wine is different from the others of Italy, because the volcanic soil is way warmer and more fertile than any other type of soil that we have in Italy. That's why we can produce something, for instance, just around this mountain because of the soil. That's the most important thing of this place. I can tell you something more about the discoveries that we did thanks to for instance, the amphoras that also I've showed you in the experience. Thanks to the amphoras, if today actually we know exactly that they were in commerce with a lot of countries of the known world at that time. Why? Because the Roman wine was one of the most important and high quality wine of that time. Even though I have to tell you, and I was telling you also in the experience, it's completely different from the flavor as we know today of our modern type of wine. The white wines are, let's say, lighter than the rest. Why many people maybe don't appreciate that much the white wines, but the white wines you should know how to drink them with some seafood. Let's say seafood at least 3-4 times a week,
which is a good thing, which is one of the most important part of our diet. And imagine drinking a glass of wine, no, Cindy, with a beautiful landscape behind yourself. Could be the Mount Vesuvius, or could be the Bay of Naples, or the island of Capri. That's a beautiful picture, and I will recommend you when you will come here to find a restaurant with a nice terrace. Enjoy not a glass, a bowl of wine with this view.
But we will recommend the restaurant, so we will actually guide
me to the best. Yeah.
I will guide you everywhere, not just through the historical center, also in, let's say, in the normal life of Napoli.
I love that. Definitely, we're going to link to your YouTube channel because you actually show us. I remember there was an octopus kind of crawling around, and but we get to see all of that. So that's really great. Or now you've got some sort of award.
It was a discovery that we did in the last March, digging for the telephone line around the modern city of Pompeii, just 1 meters below the actual modern road, we found the structure and we did the excavations, and that's the entrance of a Roman villa built outside the ancient walls of Pompeii. That's a huge discovery.
And Raffaele discovered it, so
that's
yeah. Oh, he got this big award, but explain to them.
We'll get some rewards soon.
Yes, I saw that. So I'm a little intimidated to be, interviewing you guys because you've done so much, but explain to them what the importance of this.
Well, actually, discovering things like this can help us to understand better how was first the life in the past. That's what we do as archaeologists. We dig understanding the info of the ancient times, saving them for the next generations. Second thing, especially for our discovery, we can understand how was the city of Pompeii outside the city walls, because we know a lot about Pompeii, but within the walls. This one here is important because we can understand how was working the life outside the gates of the famous Pompeii.
Yeah.
I will also spend a very good word for Herculaneum too.
Oh, yes.
So a lot of people, they just, let's say, skip that city, but I can tell you it's less famous than Pompeii for many reasons. But I will spend a very good word for Herculaneum, which is an incredible archaeological site. That was the second city buried along Pompeii, so under the same eruption. That's why I will definitely say people do not just visit Pompeii, also Herculaneum too. Herculaneum is an incredible archaeological site.
Yeah, we have so many cities buried, unfortunately, during the eruption of 79, but for the tourists, for the travelers, for our guests, and for us as researchers, literally this region, it's the highest density of archaeological sites in all over Italy.
Wow.
So Riccardo was mentioning Herculaneum. That's a beautiful site. Most of us knows Pompeii, but go to Herculaneum. Yes, you won't regret it.
You want to preserve the history and the art for future generations. You also, I noticed, you do something for the sustainability. There's something.
Oh, yes.
Tell them about that.
So actually, whoever is buying a tour from our website, thegrandtourexperience.com, we plant a tree in the world.
Love that.
And you can choose the place where you want to plant that tree. That tree will be yours forever.
Please tell them your name and where you are right now.
My name is Rosa, and I'm in Salerno, that is at the entrance of the Amalfi Coast. Yes, very close to Naples in Campania region. I love to share the passion for this place. I was born here, and I agree with you. This is a kind of dream.
Oh, it is.
We call the time spent here dolce vita, sweet life. This means exactly to slow down, enjoy life, not be in a hurry in any way, and enjoy the small things and the view, because everywhere you go on the Amalfi Coast, you have a spectacular view that makes you dream. So I'm very proud to share my knowledge and my passion with people coming here for special tours, because I'm a walking and hiking guide. I'm not a classical touristic guide, because I prefer to walk. This, I think, is the best way to discover the coast, the most relaxing way. You mentioned the Path of the Gods. The Path of the Gods is an hike listed as one of the 10 most beautiful hikes in Europe, starting from 600 meters above the sea level from a small village called Agerola, and going up to Positano, up to the sea level. And you have a spectacular view of the Amalfi coastline up to the island of Capri. And the name is the Path of the Gods. You can imagine why. Because the local people think that the gods should live there because of the extreme beauty of that place. But the Path of the Gods is not the only one, the only hike. We have several hikes, very nice, I would say wonderful, not so very very nice, not only nice. And for example, we have the Mills Valley, that is a valley above Amalfi. You cannot imagine the landscape. It's impressive there because you don't expect to find that kind of landscape on the Amalfi Coast. It's a kind of rainforest with beautiful waterfalls, huge waterfalls, and in what I call a kind of garden, a kind of special garden inside the mountains. So it's quite spectacular, and it's one of the hikes that I really suggest to people to do. During this hike, you can find also agriturismo, so a kind of farm, family farm, where you can sit and have a very nice meal based on local and seasonal food. Our meals are very, very big, even if the ingredients we use are very simple, so you don't feel very heavy at the end of the meal, even if you eat all the courses. You don't have to be scared about the meals. Of course, we have pasta in each meal, that you can choose to have only a second course, but basically we have an antipasto. Antipasto is based on vegetables, cheese, and salami and prosciutto, something like that. It's a mix of all these things. Some fried vegetables as well, something very typical. Then we have the first course, that for us is pasta all the time. Pasta with seafood, with clams, with mussels, based on fish a lot. Yes, and with the cherry tomatoes, something very easy but very tasty. Then we have a second course that here for us is mainly fish, because we have like sea bass, anchovies, octopus, fried small fishes, and also some very, very typical and local fish that we call the pesce azzurro, like blue fish, that is very local, and there is no translation in English because it's very, very local. And the way to cook it is mostly fried. We love to fry a lot, or cooked in the oven with the potatoes.
Yes.
Easily, or in a pan with some cherry tomatoes. And then we have a side course that is a salad or vegetables, grilled vegetables or fried vegetables, parmigiana, zucchini parmigiana, zucchini eggplant parmigiana, and zucchini parmigiana. And then we have a dessert, of course, that is the most part of the time with something with lemons, because we have many lemons here, a special kind of lemon. And so, for example, lemon sorbet or lemon ice cream, or a typical pastry is a sponge cake filled with the lemon cream. The name is lemon delice, and or the classical sfogliatella, that is a crunchy pastry filled with ricotta cheese and lemon peel. And at the end, of course, we have a limoncello. That is what
right.
Drink together with a dessert, a coffee. Well, that's our meal.
And then the after dinner drinks, the limoncello. I know you said that mine turned out great, by the way. It's so good. So good, and my family agrees. But I know you said that it's because even the lemons come from the gods, and it's like paradise because you guys just can eat them, just as they are.
Yeah, we have a special quality of lemons here. The name is sfusato amalfitano. That means that it's a specific quality of lemon growing only in Amalfi, with a very long shape, and it's quite sweet comparing with other lemons. So that's why we eat the lemons like another kind of fruit. I have an example here of the kind of lemons we have, and with a very thick white part, and it's quite sweet. So that's why we cut into slices, and we can put into an aperitivo and then eat like it is, like another kind of fruit. And yes, we use lemons for everything. We cook with lemons, we make drinks, aperitivo, we make beauty treatments because we have a huge production of lemons here.
Now, I do think Capri is so worth going there. I loved doing that as well. It can be crowded because it's small, but You know,
Yeah.
I love the sandals there. And I know a lot of people, a lot of, you know, celebrities go there and shop. You might see who knows who there. Yeah, but
Well, in Capri, my suggestion is if you can spend the 2 days, at least 2 days in Capri, because the most part of people come for daily tours in Capri, so during the day, and it's very crowded during the day, but starting from the afternoon to the evening, it's very enjoyable and it changes completely. So if you can spend at least one night in Capri.